Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Hightop Sports. Hope you guys are having yourself a fantastic weekend. Don't forget, Daytona 500 is tomorrow. Pretty fired up about it. But today we're going to be talking about Derek Wingo and what he had to say about where the strength and conditioning program is as of now, since Fitz has head off to Boston College. Very interesting stuff. I'll play the clip and then we'll talk about it. And then a big time commitment is happening tomorrow, February 18th on Sunday. We're going to be rocking and rolling for that. Peyton Joseph, big 4-star offensive lineman, going to discuss about that, where they think he is headed, and then discuss some unfortunate news that our former players seem to like ragging us for some reason. I don't know what it is or what we did for them to hate us so much. Probably the fan base being as ruthless as we can be. Probably had a little bit to do with it. But let's take a look at this. So Derek Wingo, a big-time leader. Let's talk about this before I play the clip and why I believe him speaking in this clip speaks volumes, because he has a lot of positive things to say here and just the way his demeanor is. Met this young man last year at one of the events. Incredible young man, great personality. Not have the year that he would have had last year, I would think, but came back for this year. And we had Dave on. We had our projected breakout players. He picked Derek Wingo. Everybody gave him flack for it. We had Austin Barber come on, and we asked him who his breakout player on defense was going to be. He also said Derek Wingo. So my reason for prefacing that is these guys look up to this guy, Derek Wingo. He is a just true blood leader in this locker room. There's a lot of clips last year of him leading the locker, or leading the guys coming out of the locker room pre-game, in the middle of the circle, hyping them up. They look up to this guy through and through. Okay, he is a big-time leader. So hearing him speak about this and just the strength and conditioning coach and where it's headed makes me feel a lot better. Settles the tummy a little bit, in my opinion, if the people were concerned about strength and conditioning. We have a half that doesn't care. For those of you that do care, wonder where we're at, Derek Wingo has got us covered. Take a listen.
And I got a question. If you don't mind. How's the strength and conditioning? I know y'all we lost Fitzgerald to Boston, but how's that been going to the transition with that and stuff so far with the weight room and everything?
Yeah, so we started an entirely new program that's like running out in the field and in the weight room. With Fitz leaving, honestly for us, it didn't really change much. Tyler Miles is doing a great job leading it and making sure that we're all doing what we have to do, keeping it accountable. We're doing a lot of injury prevention stuff, which we didn't do before, which is huge for guys just kind of staying healthy and making sure we're getting the conditioning and all this weightlifting stuff for us to be ready when season comes.
So a couple things to note there, right? We heard him say, hey, they completely flipped the program from what it was on coming out of the full field, strength and conditioning, et cetera, which we've been hearing a lot of. But just, again, there's ways of hearing it, there's perspectives of hearing it, complete 180 from where it was. But it seems, and this is why I spoke to multiple times, again, with Fitz leaving, I said, look, it seems like there's probably some guys on staff that are hopefully able to just pick up right where he left off and nothing changes too much. And Wingo basically confirmed that, look, Tyler Miles is coming right in, taking where we were and taking us to the Holy Lands, no big deal. There already is a change. The change has already been established. We're already aware of the difference. We're already seeing a difference in where this thing is headed, and we're liking it. So I think ultimately, as long as there's a change and there's a different direction of where this is going, that's all that really matters, and I think that's where we're still headed. So again, from hearing him talk, sounds like it more likely will be an internal promotion. If the fact that somebody has taken over. Could he be an interim at the moment? But the fact that he's taken right where it left off and is able to drive that, you really don't want to go out and pick somebody else that's going to basically just have to take what's already happening and implement that. It's going to be tough to do, if I had to guess. And again, for a lot of people questioning the Fitz leaving, and a lot of you guys have opinions in the comments of like, no, I think he just left because Fitz, not because of the, like, hey, he feels that things could be a little back and forth in Florida. I think it's a little bit of both. But again, him leaving with Fitz to Boston College was given the fact that was his best friend. And we've talked about Nick Del Toro on the show, and I've said this multiple times now, is that these guys stick close to a certain person. So for us to find a strength and conditioning coach this late in the game, it's going to have to be a promotion, whether it's outside of the field or inside the field. It's not going to be somebody who's kind of just lying around. That's my thought. I don't think another person is going to leave from their school. Billy's guy is Mark Hawk. You know what I mean? Like, that's his ride or die, and we know where Mark Hawk's at. So he's already on staff, just not a strength and conditioning. So look, again, nothing has been confirmed, but hearing Derek Wingo on that Twitter space with Billy Billionaire and Eddie Rojas, they run a Twitter space like every damn day for like 9 hours. So if you guys want to take a tune into that, they always talk about some great stuff and get some great players like Derek Wingo to hop in there. So shout out to those guys, and of course Swolder for being on the ready and able to clip that up. So we were able to share that with you guys. So good stuff there. Next up, Peyton Joseph, inside offensive lineman. Somebody, I'm not there. Sorry, boys. Somebody that we've talked about before, but he is set to commit tomorrow. And he has been crystal ball by Corey Bender to go to Florida. But this is going to be a nail biter. On 3 has him right now. He's 6'3", 280. They have him 94.2% to Florida, then 2% from Georgia. He is from Georgia, then Florida State. In a recent interview, he says, look, Florida State definitely has a factor in it. So we'll see how it plays out. But again, getting that crystal ball there late. This was after Darnell Stapleton went to the NFL. This crystal ball came in. So some people may be asking, well, things may have changed. Things still may have changed since that happened. But I'm pretty certain that the Corey Bender's crystal ball came in shortly after Darnell left, giving me the feeling that he still feels, that's where things are headed. And also in an interview here, he spoke about Antoine Hill. Antoine Hill is a 4-star/5-star quarterback that was recently committed to Colorado, has then decommitted, and North Carolina has taken the lead, but he has visited Florida, has a lot of great things to say to Florida. He's the quarterback of the team that Peyton plays on, so they play together. So obviously they're close, and they talked about like, hey, do you guys want to play together? Is that a dream of yours? And like a typical answer, they said, yes, we would always love to play with one another. That's always the goal, but it's a business. We want to go what's best for us. So the reason I bring that up is Antoine Hill has been highly interested in Florida. To get both of these young men to commit together would be absolutely huge. That'd be 2 back-to-back healthy quarterback classes, in my opinion. And I love the fact, and again, he's ranked on 247 ESPN on Rivals. He's the top 5 inside offensive lineman. On 3, he's got him at 13, but industry ranking, he's ranked 5th overall and a top 150 player basically across the board. So this is going to be a big time pickup on the offensive line side of things. If Florida's able to make this happen, it's something that we've talked about time and time again that we have to get better at on landing bigger production on the O-lineman so we can grow that into something bigger than what it is. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see how it is. If there is a time slot tomorrow for his commitment and we have an idea of where he's going to commit, damn well we're going to be live. So don't you worry about that. If you guys want to read more about it, Keith Nabairn on 3 wrote about that kind of quick clickbait article of Peyton Joseph. And again, there is a whole interview with him on 5-Star Flex, which is a pretty good interview just to get an idea of who Peyton Joseph is. If you guys want to go check that out. So tomorrow, if there is a time, we will post it. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that if you guys want to join us for that commitment watch party. Last but not least, we get some good news, and then there's always a little bit of like, come on, what are we doing here? This tweet has since been deleted. And to be fair, the person that tweeted this, Blue Orange Gator, is known for always stirring shit up a little bit and always taking jabs at people. Like, that's just how he operates. That is what it is. And took a shot at Princely, saying basically he sucked, one of the worst edges that Florida's ever seen. And then he said, really athletic, okay technique, and poor motor. He was chasing sacks all year, not really caring about his assignments. Thought he'd get 10 to 12 and be a 10 pick. Or get 10 to 12 and be a second-day pick. Princely, and now has since deleted his comment, responded, I still could have been a day 2 pick if I came out. If the MFers could cover more than 2 seconds, I probably would have been a double-digit sack. Stupid motherfucker. Bro, what are we doing? It's been deleted. And again, a lot of people, when Princey left, were like, thank goodness. We've had Princey on the show. I mean, I enjoyed talking to him as far as I know him. But man, he was somebody that always would pop off on Twitter. I was indifferent about it. I think, look, that's kind of the way of the land when these guys say something that you have to anticipate that, or with the new world that we live in, you're gonna see them more involved with social media. That's, again, it's the way of the land. I'm not a fan of taking shots at your former players. We had Richie Lenard take a shot at the strength and conditioning coach. I think the way he went about it was a little bit cleaner. We talked about it on our show as well. That one was like, oh, it is what it is. We know our strength and conditioning was trash. We're like, yeah, okay. We also were aware that our secondary wasn't that great, but somebody that you looked up to as a leader, somebody that that you guys cared about, taking a jab, that's not a good look. It's a tough look. And again, looking at this, it's like, hey, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe there was a toxic, factor in the locker room when you've got somebody who's a leader. Because look, I think as a leader, you should be able to hold your guys accountable, but doing it in a public forum like this after the fact, that's just kind of pettiness and taking a jab. But he deleted it. These guys are all kids. They're popping off. But I saw this. I was like, my goodness, Prince. It's nuts. It's nuts. But it's just the world we live in. But, to be fair, the secondary could have covered a little bit better. Maybe they could have got a few more sacks. And to his defense, we did talk about this with Stephen Harris as well, that, those two things are yin and yang. You need one another. And I think what's weird, and also too, like it's hard for us fans to navigate through this because you're gonna have the fan bases that are just ruthless, right, and go completely at Princely. Again, I know him, not know him, but I spoke to him, interviewed him. Like I'm a little biased of like, look, he's a good guy. Like I have no issues with him. Right, he's gonna take his jabs, have his opinions about it, but because now they're going to opposing teams, they immediately become the enemy. When before this has never happened, when we may have had disgruntled players, you just didn't really hear about it because they would just go to the NFL and forget about it. It is what it is. But now it's still raw. It's like your ex-girlfriend just you're in high school, right? you and your girl break up, and she just goes and dates your boys or one of your guys that you hate across the hall. Like you got to deal with it. And at one time there was a mutual respect. It now becomes like I hate your ass. Like that's where we're at. We're in high school all over again. There it is. That's the perfect description. It's not like we just broke up and we leave and went off to college. Like that's them going to the NFL. No. We're still in high school. We're both the middle in our sophomore year. We dated our freshman year. We were in love, but now you've moved on. I hate your ass. You said some shit about me, right? You told everyone all my deep, dark secrets. Now we're not cool anymore. And now it's going to be my personal vengeance to destroy you in which way. That's how we're at. That's where we're at, guys. So if anybody was wondering the state of college football, that's it. I just wrapped it up into a nutshell. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe. And again, tomorrow, keep your eyes peeled for the live commitment party. Also, dropping just a little bit ago, an interview with 2026 quarterback with Cody on our Hightop Sports recruiting channel. That channel is a bumpin'. So go check that out. Great stuff there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you. Peace. See you.